Hello and welcome to WrestleTalk. We don't know what this is called yet. Still, I'm Oli Davis. This is a real background, and as you met yesterday, this is
Luke Owen. Hello, wrestling fans.
Yeah. Is that your intro?
I
now?
don't know. It just
Hello,
came off the fly. It might become my new catchphrase.
Well, it's sort of similar to the old World of Sport intro, which is greetings, Grapple fans.
Oh, I like
Is
that.
that right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe we should use that.
I don't know.
It's making a comeback.
Michael Cole used it in the UK Tournament Championship thing.
Did he really?
Yeah, when he opened it up. I think Nigel McGuinness was... Nigel McGuinness. Sometimes I call him Desmond Wolfe because that's what he was called in TNA.
Oh, you big TNA mark.
And I was... Well, like, his series with Kurt Angle was actually... It's one of my favourite
so
programs of all time.
Yeah, it was so good. And then Vince Russo came back and then just sort of like squandered all of it.
Bro.
Yeah.
So, that's the ramble out the way. Should probably start the timer so we know how long this is going. We are doing WrestleMania 33 predictions in this longer format thing because a lot of people were saying your videos are too short, Oli and WrestleTalk. So this is we are coming back strong by giving you something way too long for you to digest.
This is all your own fault.
And just like the people who wanted Goldberg to come back, and now he's Universal Champion. You created this.
Yeah.
So, yes, this is our WrestleMania 33 prediction show. If you enjoy this, I said this at the end of the last one. We did the Raw ones. If you missed that, it's on the channel as well. I said at the end of that, oh, by the way, if you liked this format and you want us to do more, because at the moment this is a one-off special, but it'll be great to do these video casts with myself and Luke more often, and we can do, like mailbag segments and Smackdown versus Raw, fantasy booking, other stuff, things we've done. I watched a film with Kevin Nash in yesterday. I could talk about that. So he's in John Wick.
Oh, yeah.
He's in John Wick for like 20 seconds, and I saw John Wick yesterday.
Okay.
Which
anyway,
is really good.
We're rambling.
We're rambling.
That's for another podcast.
We're rambling. So, yes, this is the Smackdown side of things. But, yes, please do let us know in the comments or just a little thumbs up button if you want us to do more stuff like this or if you enjoyed it in general. So, Smackdown things. The Andre the Giant's Memorial Battle Royal. Andre the Giant's Memorial Battle Royal. Thank you, voiceover man. I literally just said that. So we've only got 4 announced participants for. Oh yeah. So this isn't technically a Smackdown only thing.
Yeah, but the Raw side of things is much heavier than the SmackDown side of things in terms of the WrestleMania card. So we thought we'd put the Battle Royal into this video to try and even things up a little bit. Because
also there is. Out of the 4 that have been announced for the participants for this match, Mojo Rawley, SmackDown, Apollo Crews, also SmackDown, and Kurt Hawkins, SmackDown, and then Big Show.
Oh, I mean, and let's stop there because you named off some big stars there.
Yeah, right.
Really big stars.
Yeah. So Mojo's getting a big push heading into this, it feels.
Of all people, why Mojo?
He's pretty hyped.
I hate Mojo Rawley. I really, really... I was never a fan of him in NXT, and I really am not a fan of him on the main roster.
He doesn't do anything for me, but he's not... I don't find him irritating like other people do, but I can totally see why.
Yeah.
Because he is very... he's very in your face. He is... I mean, sometimes people do need to chill out for a bit. Like Goldberg does have moments where he's just talking normally. Not Mojo.
Yeah,
he's always yelling at everybody's faces.
Hyped.
What do you think is going to happen in the Andre the Giant's Memorial? So this is the 4th year of this hugely successful format match. Yeah. And we've had Big Show win it.
Yeah.
We've had Cesaro win it.
Yeah.
Cesaro won it the first year. My apologies. And then we had Baron Corbin win it last year.
Yeah.
And they all get to do the pose, the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy Battle Royal pose, and they get to bring it out to ringside. Such a big trophy.
For the first week or whatever it is, and then you never see it again.
I wish it meant something.
Well, I do too, but they kind of shot themselves in the foot by not making it mean something the first time round. So by the time they did the second one, it was like, well, this doesn't really matter anymore, so why should I care?
But you can say... Now it's for, I don't know, have a load of NXT people in there. It's for a main roster contract.
Yeah.
You just switch it up and then it'll be fine.
You use WWE vernacular. It's for a championship opportunity.
Yeah, you don't have a shot. You don't get a title shot.
No.
You have a title match.
You get a championship opportunity.
Yeah.
For me, my pick for this is Braun Strowman. I think that the
not yet announced, but doesn't have a match on the card.
Braun Strowman is going to be in this because it's the only thing he can go into. Like you cannot not put Braun Strowman on the card. You can't. Like they've been pushing Strowman so hard now.
No Samoa Joe either on the card at the moment. No Sami Zayn.
Nope.
And I did make a list. I think there was one other. Finn Balor. So we haven't got.
So like
Finn, he won't come back till the night after. Really.
I agree. Yeah. So I think that Braun Strowman is going to win the Battle Royal, and I would like to see him do it in the most dominating fashion ever. I want to see him go in. And just like, he's the last entrant. So you get the big Braun!
Yeah.
It's amazing entrance music as he just comes down to the ring looking like the baddest dude ever. He just comes in, everyone tries to get on him, and he just swats them left, he swats them right, he swats them hither, he swats them yonder, and they just all fly into the 10th row, into the Z row, and just fly out of the arena, and he's just standing there on his own, eliminates every single person, and then just stands there while his awesome music plays him out.
You missed one bit of that, and that's Braun Strowman's going to be running towards someone, and then that person's going to move out the way, and Braun Strowman's going to run into the thing that was behind them, and then he's going to be down for 5 minutes. It's my favourite bit of all Braun Strowman matches. Have you noticed they all follow a very similar pattern?
They've all got the same pattern, But that's why I want to see him just come down and just throw dudes left and right and win. That's what I want.
I agree, a total squash of everyone in this match. Even Big Show.
And it doesn't matter because it's Mojo Rawley and Kurt Hawkins and Apollo Crews and Kalisto will be in there and Dolph Ziggler will be in there. It's like, these dudes don't matter. Just throw them hither and yonder. It'd be great.
We should point out they do matter to us, but in WWE creative terms, they don't matter.
Yeah.
They're expendable. Just as I agree with you. I think Braun Strowman should win, and I think it should be bell ring, just boom, boom, and everyone's like crapping their pants when he's coming, just clotheslining one after the other out of the ring.
So awesome.
And then he gets the Big Show. There's a little bit of a tense standoff, slam out.
Yeah. The last person I would like to see standing in there is Sami Zayn. And I would like to have and then him and Sami have a really an amazing sort of competitive match there, and then Sami just can't overcome it at the end.
I agree, but take Zayn out for Ellsworth.
Oh yes, no, I like that.
That could also, and they had a Royal Rumble thing, but it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It comes full circle again.
Yeah,
I like that.
But I guess Ellsworth is heel now, so that wouldn't work as much when he was the guy with two fists.
Is he really a heel, or is he's just being led down the path by a heel?
Yeah.
He's still a babyface, really.
He finds someone very attractive.
Yeah.
I don't I empathise with him. I'm on his side.
That does not make you a heel.
Smackdown Women's Championship Invitational with everyone. Luke just pointed out we put the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal in the SmackDown show because of all the SmackDown stars in it, and then proceeded to talk about all the Raw people.
Mm-hmm.
Raw's just got too much. Raw is the land of excess.
I think that it tells you a lot about the Raw SmackDown dynamic since the brand splits.
Moving on from the Battle Royal, though, a mega multi-person match. We also have, in the SmackDown's Women's Championship match, what seems to be another loads of people match. Get everyone in. And not just from a roster perspective, because the idea was Alexa Bliss will defend her title against every available woman on the SmackDown roster. Now, of course, that includes people who have outwardly said on the show, Natalya, not Nikki Bella because she's in another match, not Maryse because she's in that same match.
Becky Lynch,
Mickie James.
Yep. Carmella.
I'm pretty sure that's all of them.
And Naomi. But
Naomi's injured.
But Naomi wasn't, and she wasn't on that Talking Smack segment as well, where they were all just sort of shouting at each other.
Yeah.
It was a great segment, actually.
So Naomi is currently injured. Her hometown is it a hometown or is it a home state?
It's a home state.
So that would be nice if she comes back.
I thought she was. I thought she was going to be ready for WrestleMania.
That's the plan, but that would be a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's a surprise. So again, we were talking yesterday about a lack of WrestleMania moments, or like your big noise. You're like, this is why I love WrestleMania, and this is what we come to WrestleMania to see. This match again kind of presents that. In that, if the plan was for Naomi to hold the title aloft in her home state and then be like the crowning champion in her home state, why did you have her win the title at Backlash when they weren't in her home state? So then it was like, okay, well, maybe they want her to be champion going in.
Yeah, she was going to be defending it, yeah.
Yeah, and then unfortunately she got injured and she had to relinquish the title. Now, did they relinquish the title because they were like, oh, but she'll be ready for WrestleMania so she can have a big surprise return and then she can just win the title again? And, I mean, I don't know why they took the title off of her if they knew she was going to be fine.
I don't think they knew. I think it was a bit touch and go whether she can make it back because the estimated time of recovery, because it was said that she had a very similar injury to Seth Rollins, which was 2 months. And if he's only making it back the week of WrestleMania,
just about now, yeah,
like that, she's a month after that. So I think they did it so they can leave all their opportunities open. Opportunities that also include Tamina. So Tamina Snuka's ready to return. She's been touring on the house show events.
Genuinely had to think who that was.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't been around for ages.
No, I know.
There's reports that Summer Rae and Emma have been down at the Performance Center. Summer Rae's now getting medically cleared to return. So both of them could be turning up.
Yeah.
The weird thing is they're both Raw stars.
But they might be doing a move because it's not like Emma's doing a lot on Raw.
Yeah. And then you also have, going back to about January or December, Dave Meltzer was reporting that a lot of women from the company's past are being contacted for, quote, something big at WrestleMania 33. And these are people like Kelly Kelly. Mm-hmm. And she's actually said, I want to come back. And there's been loads of rumours. I haven't seen it officially properly reported anywhere. But that she's signed this 3-year deal because she'd be very good for Total Divas, is the mindset. There's Victoria, Lisa Varon.
Lisa Varon.
And Lita wrestled a match on the independent scene recently. Mm-hmm. So there's, could she be doing it? And Maria Kanellis.
Yes, and Maria Kanellis. But there's also, I'm trying to think of the other one that they contacted recently that might be on. It's like from, Eve Torres was one of the ones that I saw rumoured that
there's
she might
Eva Marie as well.
Yeah.
Eva Marie could come back.
Finally.
Big
Red finally makes her return. Here's what I would like to see, because I'd like to see all of that happen. I'd love to see Alexa Bliss come down to the ring first. And then she can watch each of them come down. So she sees Becky Lynch come down. She sees Mickie James come down. And Carmella. All obviously getting shorter entrances than they normally would do. And then she's like, here are all the people I'm fighting. Then Naomi's music hits. And she comes back. And she's like, oh my God, Naomi's here. And then Kelly's music hits. She's like, what, another one? And then Summer Rae's music hits. And then you have all of this. Ending with Asuka's music hitting.
Yes, well that's
and then Asuka comes down the ring and then Asuka dominates the entire match and she wins the belt.
So as the Braun Strowman spot from the previous match.
Yeah, pretty much. I like seeing people beat up other people in a dominating fashion.
I like really long 20-minute matches or like squash matches. I don't like anything in between. Then it's TV nonsense.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why I liked Hulk Hogan as a kid.
Yeah. That would be awesome. I'm just thinking like that. And the Andre, all these SmackDown matches that we're going to talk about, I'm like, well, that's pretty nice looking pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. And then I forget, there's all the Raw matches as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to approach WrestleMania without starting to get depressed about how long it is.
Yeah, it's going to be a long show.
It's going to be a long show.
It's going to be a butt-numbingly long show.
So are you going to say Asuka? That your prediction?
That is my official prediction, that Asuka is going to win the belt.
I think Naomi.
Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't really care about this match.
No, me neither.
Sad to say.
Yeah, really, really don't. I've really gone off Dean in the last year. I liked him. I was really into him when he won the title, when he won the WWE Championship last year, when he cashed in Money in the Bank. That was an amazing moment.
Yes.
It was really, really cool. And then I kind of went, I don't know. And then when he lost the title to AJ, and that was fine. I thought he was great. But now I'm just starting to be a little bit sick and tired of him. I'm not into Dean Ambrose as much as I once was. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the booking they've done with him. I don't care about Dean as much as I used to.
It feels like a very forced version of wacky.
Yeah.
Like I like Dean when he transitions into more of a Brian Pillman crazy guy. Mm-hmm. But it seems that the majority of the time, he's actually, look at me, actually saying, well, I'm a lunatic.
Yeah.
It's like, no offense, mate. But I don't know what point I'm trying to make, actually. I can't find a way to articulate it. But he does, it is something, I think it's the character. It's not necessarily the storylines he's in. Mm-hmm. because I mean, even the James Ellsworth stuff, he was pretty good in that.
I did like him in the Ellsworth stuff.
I enjoyed that.
There was a lot of people that really ragged on the Ellsworth stuff or with Styles, like him getting 2 pins over AJ Styles.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really great storytelling.
Like, that to me was really solid storylines for a B pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then you use that down period to then, when you have the big pay-per-view around Survivor Series time, it feels all that much more important. Or Royal Rumble, I suppose. And it did when John Cena came back.
Yeah.
They were in a bit of a holding period, though. Maybe it did get too repetitive. But yeah, that was good. I enjoyed the Renee Young stuff with the Miz and Maryse that Dean Ambrose had.
Which I thought was leading to
Yes.
Renee and Dean versus Miz and Maryse. That's not Miz. Yeah, Miz and Maryse.
Yes.
I thought that's where they were heading.
Yeah, but then he sort of got moved down the shuffle because Undertaker got Reigns, so Cena was moved to that match with Nikki.
But then you had the rumor that it was going to be Cena Joe.
Yeah,
which
that was
a match I'd much rather see. BT Dubs.
That would have involved Joe going to Smackdown. So yeah, it's been an intense build with Baron Corbin actually trying to murder Dean Ambrose. Forklifts are now a big part of this stipulation, so maybe that's how one of them comes down to the ring.
I'm predicting that whoever wins, which I think will be Baron Corbin, the rematch will be something on a forklift match.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going to go with Baron Corbin.
I'm going with Baron
I've
Corbin.
got nothing else to say.
No, it's going to be a 5-minute match, end of days.
AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon.
Okay, I'm probably going to get a bit of flack for this, but this is the match I'm actually most looking forward to at WrestleMania 33.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
It
Is it really?
It is. And this isn't the popular opinion, because obviously a lot of people want AJ Styles to have a proper match.
Yes, I would like to think on the biggest show of the year you should have your best wrestler have the best match on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think this will
I feel
be
like I'm not going to come back from that in a lot of people's eyes now.
I feel that this will be a fine match. I don't think this will be Shane's not great, but I think he will be fine, and I think that Styles will be able to carry him to at least a 2.5, 3-star match. And I think that for they will get 20, 25 minutes, and I think that it will be mostly fine.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest complaint is that AJ Styles has been carrying SmackDown on his back since the brand splits, and he's been the champion, and he's been awesome, and he's been delivering the best stuff, not only on the weekly television show, but also on the pay-per-views as well.
Yep,
he's been outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have an issue with him losing the championship. I did have an issue with him losing the championship to Cena at the Royal Rumble, because that just didn't feel like the right time to take the belt off
And
of
it just
him.
ended up being a transition.
Exactly. It was for no reason whatsoever.
Or just to get the belt onto Bray.
Well, I know, but then so here's the thing. If you were booking this match, if this was always your plan to do AJ versus Shane, I can get behind that. I think it's going to be a fun match, and it is putting AJ into a very featured match at WrestleMania, and
this is my major defense,
and that's a very good thing, because he could have easily have just been forgotten about and just put into a completely nothing match. However, if you were going to build that, here's how I would have done it.
Story time.
I would have done it that Shane booked AJ versus Cena at Royal Rumble, and then AJ be like, well, why are you giving the title shot to him for? He's only just come back. He's done nothing to earn it. AJ wins that match, and then he celebrates. He's like, yeah, I beat John Cena. Like, what have you got next for me? It's like, okay, I'm putting you in an elimination chamber. It's like, what? Just before WrestleMania, you're going to put me in an elimination chamber match to defend my title?
I feel outraged on AJ's behalf.
Exactly. That's unfair. And Shane's like, I've got to make that match. And then AJ fights through everyone, makes it to the final participant, which would be Bray Wyatt, and then Bray wins, and AJ loses the title, and he takes his frustrations out on Shane, and it's just like, you denied me my WrestleMania main event, which is sort of the storyline they've gone with eventually. They're just in a very convoluted way, but then that for me makes more sense it's
pretty good
from a character perspective
that,
of I was gonna be the champion going into WrestleMania, and you've taken that away from me, and now I want to fight you at WrestleMania.
And it holds John's 16th world title reign moment for another time.
For a moment that actually might have mattered.
And a big part of that was that the build to the Royal Rumble match was John Cena being like, I can beat you. He was being quite cocky. And he's like, well, I get the match because I'm John Cena.
Yeah.
So I thought the story they were telling there was John was going to lose because he underestimated AJ.
Yeah.
Even on the second or third encounter, whatever it was. but they didn't. But it was a great match. I can't argue that. And it's weird because a lot of people are going to be saying very valid points of why this is a sucky match, but I'm still looking forward to it. So I always loved Shane McMahon as a kid. So a lot of it is nostalgia based for me. He was the only non-wrestler person that could still do these amazing feats, like jump off the Titantron and get suplex through glass. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to be when I was a teenager. I was like, I just want to take all the high risk moves and do that stupid thing. And so I still get that kick out of it, even though it's now quite alarming to watch him wrestle, throwing the potato punches.
Oh, those punches,
the
man.
Survivor Series spear from Roman.
Oh, that was terrifying to watch.
That was not nice to see.
I recently rewatched that match, and it's so scary to watch.
It was a good match, though.
It was a great match.
But that bit was scary. So I'm already into Shane McMahon, though. That's not going to change because of this weird heart thing. And AJ is like, for me, Kurt Angle level, that he can get a great match out of anyone.
Yep.
And I just think back to 2001, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, King of the Ring. Great match. I loved it. And they had a long match.
Yeah, dude,
so many smoke and mirrors.
Dude, it was 16 years ago.
Yeah. But I think AJ can get maybe not as good as, but on the level. And I think it'll be a heck of a load of fun.
I think it will be a fine match. I think it'll be
more than fine.
I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
As the best I can get. I think it'll be pretty good because one half of this match is phenomenal. Excuse the pun. It is amazing, and then the other half is Shane McMahon. I think it will be pretty good. I think it'll be great. Pretty good, mostly. The great parts.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. But I'm siding with Corey Graves on this one. This match does nothing for me, and I think it is a waste of AJ Styles. And I also think that now this is the second year that AJ has been with the company at WrestleMania, and it's the second wasted match that he's been a part of.
Who do you think's going to win, though?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, same.
Yeah.
But Shane McMahon shows a valiant spirit.
Which I think hurts AJ.
John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maryse.
The real main event of WrestleMania 33, people. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus other real-life couple, The Miz and Maryse. What a build! The Miz and Maryse are excellent. I'm actually really I'm everything I hate right now. I'm looking forward to AJ versus Shane. I can't wait for this match either. I think when John presumably proposes to Nikki Bella at the end of the match, I'm going to well up a little.
Okay.
That's a WrestleMania moment.
Okay, so I disagreed with you on the previous match because I don't think the AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. I'm not looking forward to that one. However, I kind of am looking forward to this. If only because The Miz and Maryse have been so good. And I feel like John and Nikki have done nothing to build this match. Their build has been they're in the match.
Yeah.
However, the Miz and Maryse's build, whether it be on SmackDown or on Talking Smack, has been so great. Like, they are amazing together.
Or on Total Bellas.
Or on the Total Bella segment they did.
So good.
It was great, and I'm looking forward. And this is the first year I think I've been excited to watch a Miz match at WrestleMania, and I'm excited because the Miz is part of that match, and I think that those two together are going to be very, very good. I don't think the match is going to be great. But I'm going to be very interested to see Maryse back in the ring, actually, because we haven't seen her wrestling in over a decade.
I'm always interested to see Maryse. AJ Styles is the guy who's carried the SmackDown brand, right? The Miz has been so solid. Like, he props up that entire mid card.
He's so good.
He's not just as valuable, but he's in the same conversation as AJ Styles.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he's just as valuable as AJ Styles on that brand. Oh no, I genuinely think he is.
No, I think if you took away one of them, which one would you take away?
Oh, I'd take away the Miz.
Yeah, so they're not as valuable.
But I'd feel really bad about taking the Miz away because he is that good. I'd have loved to have seen AJ versus Miz when Miz was at his proper hotness as a heel and had that heel versus heel mentality, because you could have done it with those two people and it really would have worked. And that would have been better than seeing AJ versus Dean again, or Dean versus Cena, AJ versus Cena again. It'd have been something different. It would have been something fresh. And like I am sort of looking forward to this match. I just think it's a match that should have been better. It would have been better if it was Miz and Maryse versus Dean and Renee, rather than it just being John and Nikki. Because it feels to me that John and Nikki don't care about this match.
But, well, yeah, John obviously thought he was getting his Undertaker match this year.
Yeah, or Samoa Joe.
And now he's, I've got to hang out with Nikki. I've got enough of that at home.
Hang out with my girlfriend, and I've got to fight the Miz of all people, who, like, as much as I love the Miz as a character, he's not the world's greatest wrestler.
Wait, so they had a great match at WrestleMania 27?
But the thing is, like, Miz is not a great wrestler, but that's kind of his gimmick. He is the king of soft style.
Yeah,
and I love that about him.
I love that, yeah, Daniel Bryan openly says that to him.
Yeah.
Your kicks are rubbish.
Your kicks and rubbish. Your gimmick is you're not a good wrestler.
Yeah. So, I mean, who do you think? It's John Cena and Nikki Bella
John and Cena, of course they're winning. Cena wins, lol, and then is going to propose to Nikki after the match. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a nice moment, but like I feel like that moment is going to be longer than the actual match.
Ooh.
I don't see the match actually going that long.
Yeah, I could see that. But you kind of need a longish match to make the 3-minute proposal.
No, I know. So here's the thing. I think it would be like a 5-minute match and a 10-minute proposal segment. That is more what I'm seeing.
You think Cena's going to cut a promo?
I think, yeah. I mean, Rock needs to come down and have some mic time, so you can get you can get loads of other people.
And
involved.
Here's my best man. If you smell,
exactly,
Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
We've done this in about half the time of the Raw one that we did, which went about an hour or so. There's similar amount of matches, but yeah, more to say on the Raw stuff.
I don't know, it's weird to talk about as well, but I feel like there's more negative stuff to talk about with the Raw stuff, and that's because I think SmackDown is the better booked brand, and I think that their storytelling is much better. So really, it's just a case of talking about how excited I am for the matches and who I think is going to win, rather with Raw, where it's just like, yeah, but do you know what they should have done?
They could have done it like this.
They should have done this. They should have done that.
Here's 3 better ideas at least that we have.
Yeah.
So this final match, which many say should be the proper main event, i.e. the one that goes on last, but really it's just one of the main events.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a co-main event. I don't know who the other main event would be.
I would say Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, or
possibly.
I mean, let's be honest. This match, in terms of the WWE branding, is lower than Hunter and Seth. It's lower than Reigns and Undertaker, and it's definitely lower than Lesnar Goldberg. Yeah. It'll be middle of the card. This will probably be the match before Cena and Nikki.
I've got a truth bomb to drop.
Drop it.
So,
drop it like it's hot.
A lot of people are saying that it should be the proper main event, the one that goes on last, because it's the best story, and it is a really good story, and you can't fault the length of time that's been developed over. There are bits here and there that I would have done differently, but overall, pretty much faultless. Really good long-term storytelling, but the last twist bit doesn't feel like it's fully gone into gear.
Yeah.
I feel like the dynamics are wrong, because Randy Orton burning down Bray Wyatt's house, killing an already dead, I guess, Sister Abigail, that was pretty heelish. And it's making Bray weirdly look like the face. And I'm quite traditional, and I like people to take these certain roles. I just don't know who to cheer for, because Randy Orton's a bit of a dick. Like he's done this all the way through, and Bray's just been a crazy man.
Yeah.
He's a crazy cult leader man, and Randy's like, I'm going to take you down.
Yeah.
But not in like a noble way, just in like because I'm Randy Orton, I'm a dick.
Yeah, Randy Orton is a dick, though.
Yeah.
Like that, again, that's Randy's character, and it has been for however many years. He's just a dick.
Whether he's a heel or a face, I'm still going to wear these pants.
I'm still going to have the same music, I'm going to have the same matches, I'm going to have the same mannerisms. I'm just a dick.
Yeah, he does have the same matches, doesn't he?
He
It really
is
is really
matches.
quite copy and paste.
So I obviously I read the dirt sheets, if we're going to use those sorts of phrases, and I remember reading that the plan was for Randy Orton to win the Rumble, and for Bray to win Elimination Chamber, and then for them to be the main event of WrestleMania main event. And as soon as I read that, all of the wind was taken out of my sails, because.
Really?
All of the wind was taken out of my sails, because I was like, okay, yeah, well, Randy versus Bray is clearly going to happen at WrestleMania, and that's fine. That'll be a blood feud match.
It'll be a match. Yeah.
It'll be a match. It'll be middle of the card. And I was like, do you know what that match doesn't need? the WWE Championship. Because all of a sudden I just thought, like, oh man, all of that hard work that Styles has put into carrying this brand, not only that, but Dean as well, and The Miz, and these people who have really been like the main showcases of the SmackDown brand.
Yeah.
All of that hard work has been for nout. It's been because it's just like, yeah, you worked really hard, but we're putting the title on Bray because we want Randy to win the title at WrestleMania because he's Randy Orton.
Well, it's because he got beaten up by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
This is his payback, essentially.
So it just, I don't know. All of a sudden I was like, oh, well, I'm so less enthused about it now because I'm not the biggest Randy Orton fan. I like Bray, but they should have put the title on him a long time ago. And if you were going to put the title on Bray, it should have really meant something where he could have had a lengthy reign with it. But now he's just a transitional champ. And that means that the title's gone from Cena to Bray to Randy in the space of, like 6 weeks. And that, to me, is just, it devalues the title a lot. And it means that none of those victories really meant anything. And I don't really want to see Randy Orton WWE champion in 2017. That is a match I'm not into.
I think the idea of a fully empowered Bray with a whole cult behind him taking over SmackDown, that's what I want to see.
Would have been so much
better. I don't really
want
to see Randy Orton taking them apart like that. I don't think there's as much legs on that story.
Also, to your point, there is a babyface element missing within this match, and that babyface element is Luke Harper.
Yes. He was so good.
The most sympathetic character in this whole thing, because like his promo that he had against Randy before
Fastlane.
No, not Fastlane. What was their one? Elimination Chamber.
Oh yes, yeah.
For Elimination Chamber, which was just like you took something that's so important away from me. You took away my family. Bray was the only thing I had. He's the only family I've ever had, and you took that away from me. And now, not only did he lose the match at Elimination Chamber, which he should have done because Randy's going to be in the main event, but now he's not even on the card. So
I forgot Luke isn't on the card.
So this poor man has lost his family, lost everything, and isn't even going to get a WrestleMania payout.
Yeah,
poor lads.
There's no receipt.
No,
that's the,
this should have been a 3-way. This should have been, and here's the thing as well, because we're recording this before SmackDown airs. By the time SmackDown does come out, it might have been turned into a 3-way. I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will.
But this should be Wyatt versus Orton versus Luke Harper. And that would have been a much better way to culminate the storyline as well. But it would have been and I think it actually would have been a better match for it.
What does that do to Styles? He's like, I should be the number one contender. And then you're like, we're putting Harper in now. You got Shane.
Yeah, I know, but at least it makes sense for Harper to be in there.
Yeah, from a feud perspective.
From a feud perspective, yeah.
It is. It's one of those feuds, just like Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho yesterday, that doesn't need a title. It's something that's got enough beef there where the title almost gets in the way of it. Really want it to be about the relationships and the characters clashing together.
As I said yesterday, it's set dressing.
Yeah. But the other point is, and this was the point I actually didn't make when I teased it earlier, is that as good as this story has been built up, Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, they're not stars. Randy Orton's a star. Bray Wyatt's, he's there.
I would argue more for Randy because he still gets the same pops that he used to get 10 years
from
ago.
out of nowhere.
Yeah, and people love the out of nowhere stuff. And when his music hits, you do hear an audible change in the atmosphere around in the arena. You don't get the same for Bray. Bray is not as hot as he was 3 or 4 years ago. His feud with Cena really did kill him dead, and his subsequent feud with Jericho didn't help matters either. Yeah. And then since then, he's just sort of been in a holding pattern where he hasn't really done anything.
And it was a really long losing streak on pay-per-view, in and out of injury.
Exactly. And now he's just champion, and he's just going to lose it a month later. And it just feels like it doesn't work for me.
So you're going for that? You're going for Bray losing, Randy Orton winning?
Yeah, Randy Orton's winning, and I'm not that enthused about it.
Have we disagreed on any? I think we've agreed on everything so far.
Oh, well, apart from the SmackDown women's, because you think that Naomi's winning, and I think it's going to be Asuka's surprise.
This juicy. I'm going to say Bray retains.
Okay.
I think because we've got a lot of title changes on our predictions so far, so I'm actually going to say Bray's holding tight.
Okay.
And then maybe feuds with Harper afterwards.
Yeah.
A guy can dream. But that's all we've got time for our SmackDown WrestleMania 33 predictions. What are you going to say?
What's very surprising about this SmackDown card, and obviously this might change with SmackDown airing after this video has been recorded, but there isn't a SmackDown tag team title match.
Oh, yeah.
because as we joked about on yesterday's episode, that American Alpha just randomly lost the titles to the Usos for seemingly no reason. And I thought, again, this was my general thinking from watching Elimination Chamber, that they did this whole tag team invitational thing where American Alpha beat every team on the roster, essentially, every other tag team on the roster, because they were going to bring up the Revival. And it would be like, hey, you may have beaten every team on the SmackDown roster, but you've not beaten us, at least not on the main roster. And then that would have been the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Now the Usos one, I don't know. Maybe they'll just do a 4-team match and it will mean nothing.
You just made me think of an interesting point. The last few years, the best thing about WrestleMania has actually been the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So you get that insanely hot crowd and everyone's chanting. But this is the first year where there's a brand split SmackDown. Everyone's going to be in the same town.
Yep.
We could probably have a post-Raw level, a post-WrestleMania Raw level of fan excitement and call-ups and all that sort of jazz that happens on SmackDown.
I mean, I don't...
That's really exciting. I didn't even think of that.
It is really exciting. I mean, I don't want to burst your bubble, but you're going to be busy with news, and your videos are going to be very busy over the next week, because you've got the 6 or 7 hour WrestleMania, a 3-hour Raw, and then a 2-hour SmackDown. It's going to be
NXT as well.
And then NXT on the Saturday.
The Ring of Honor show, which is the card I'm most looking forward to, actually. Yeah, it's a lot of wrestling. So I should probably get to it.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching if you're here this long. Of course, if you enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. We said at the start, but we might as well remind you again. And what are your WrestleMania 33 predictions?
Absolutely.
Let us know. And yeah, if you liked it, tell us. Press the thumbs up, because then hopefully we can get Luke back in and we can do more of these absolutely rambling chats.